This is a Dirshu Mishna Berurah as we continue learning Hilchos Kriyas HaTorah Siman Kuf Lamid Hey, and we're up to Sif Yud. Says the Mechaber Nagu Likrois Kayin Acher Kayin B'Afsig Yisrael B'Nei. The minhag is to call up a Kayin after a Kayin with a Hefsik of Yisrael in between them. V'Omer, and say, as we turn over the page over here, HaChazon Shekayir HaSheni. The Chazan, when he calls up the second one, Af al Bishu Kain, even though he's a Kain. Similarly, we do by a Levi Acher Levi. Says the Rama, Ulachain, and therefore, Mutter Lalis Gankin Lemafter V'chei Gamdam. You can do the same thing for a Mafter. Vim Kayir Mafter Stam, in Lachas of Begamai. We're not chayshish tones and think he's not a kohen because it's mafter. Darei lo maskir shemai. Excuse me, because it's going about a case you didn't call him by name. V'yeshayim. De'en likros kohen oy levi lemincha sheva leminin sheva. Says the Ramah yesh aimrim, and this was referenced earlier by the Mishna Berurah, that we don't call a kohen or a levi for the 7 aliyos. Avla achar shenishlam aminyin. For the achron you can give kohen a levi. And that's the minhag. So this hopefully should get some clarity in what in the world is going on. What, we give a kohen and then another kohen with the Yisrael in between? It sounded very odd. So what was that referred to? It was referred to you can give Ravi to a kohen, then you give Chamishi to Yisrael, and then Shishi to a kohen again, each time saying Afal Pishu kohen. But says the Ramah, we do not do this. We give Kayin, Levi, and the rest of the Shiva Kuruim, rest of the 7 aliyahs, we do not give to Kayin or a Levi. Me, however, Makam Sayrich Udechak, Yesh Lismaich Asvara Rishayna. So says the Mishna Berurah, Sivkat Lamed Aleph, Be'efski Yisrael Pir, Shekarim Mitzchila Kol Seder Kitakanis Chachamim, Kayin, Levi, Yisrael. Says the Mishna Berurah, you always start with the regular. You always start Kayin Levi Yisrael. Zamotar Lasav Likrois Kayin. Then you could call it Kayin again. Just to scroll down for a moment and look at the Shartzian, an important line. He says, what's his coming to say not? Sevkatul Chavtes, the Shartzian says, La'afukish L'yikro Kayin Acher Kayin V'Levi. Meaning, you don't do Kayin Levi Kayin. No. Kayin Levi Yisrael. Then, if you want, you're allowed to go back and call another kohen. V'uadin, back to the Mishna Berurah, dim ein sham Levi, v'kara kohen pamayim, so there's no Levi, we give kohen. V'achar kach Yisrael. So the first 3 are set in stone. What is the first 3? Kohen Levi Yisrael. If there's no Levi, kohen Yisrael. We've learned already, it can be Levi Yisrael, the same Levi. And then once you finish the first 3, then Nami Mutalachzar Velikrai Kain. So the Kain could really get Revi. You can even give a Levi then B'chol Aliyah Shiyir to whoever you want. Kolshki and Achron El Maftir, certainly Achron and Maftir. V'hatam, says the Mishna Berurah. But then we're not worried that people are going to think the first one was not a kohen. The fact that you're recalling up a kohen now for a vichamish, etc. Because if it was an issue with him right away, they would have spoken about this. They would have told the chazan. They would call someone else right away in his place. They wouldn't wait till after Yisrael. So the fact that everyone sees kohen is kohen, Levi, Yisrael, and then another kohen doesn't call into question the validity of the original coin. And if I got the sheni, now you don't have to worry that people are going to think the second one is no good. That they will say Al Kayin or Levi Sheikh on the Kayin or Levi that they are Chalalim. Why not? Because they announce, as we said, the Gabbai says Aval Bi Shehu Kayin. Sivkat Lamed Beis continues, Sivkat Lamed Beis continues the Mishna Berurah. Keitiv Ezen Noyagin, Ratzaloimer, I'll give them in a Sivtas Levi Acher, Levi Lo Yikra. You don't give one Levi and then the next. Hach, like Kivan Shehivsing Yisrael Bein Tayim, Vigam Yoimar Af Al Bishu Levi, Lekal Shum Chashasha Uchanel. Lemafter V'chagam, no, this thing by Mafter, Sivkat Lamed Gimel, Ratzaloimer. You announce that he is a Kohen or a Levi. Kohen or Levi, Sivkat Lamed Who I didn't have you leave here to last the Seder Chadash. The Hainu, what does that mean? Kohen Levi Yisrael. Says the Mishna Berurah, it doesn't just mean after you give the first Aliyah, you give Kohen Yisrael Kohen. No, If you want, you could do the whole thing again. Kain Levi Yisrael. Kam Kain Asel Shita Zu. That's what the first Shita would have held, but this new Shita holds, no, we don't even do that. Why? Kivan Shubasech Shevakruim, we're in the middle of the regular 7 aliyos, we do not give the Kain again. Kasua Baiski. On a fast day, Kohen Levi should not get maftir. Shumei minin akrin, because on a fast day there's only 3 aliyos, and that third aliyah is maftir. So our maftir hu ashlishi. So even though normally Kohen Levi could get maftir, on a fast day they should not. V'im shem Yisrael hayodei lahaftir. There's no Yisrael that knows what to do. Makran acherin oisai, someone else should call up. The meaning shivs have cut to lamedei. For I didn't be yomtiv l'chamishi. Similarly, yomtiv l'chamishi should not be given to a kohen again. But the evidence tov yikra kohen levi behem semina akrin. Let's say someone messed up that with the middle of the 7 kriyin they called up a kohen levi. If you could switch and give them after achrain, that they should wait. Someone else should take that lead, and then they'll give them after achrain. Let's say that's not possible. Once he goes up, he don't go back. So absolutely fascinating. And this does occur at times that by mistake for Chamisha they call someone up, Yamoid Yankel ben Reuven. And then as Yankov ben Reuven comes up, he says, oh, I'm a Levi. Hello, where were you? But guess what? Now we're sitting there, and it's Chamishi, and we have a Levi, or a Kohen sitting in front of us. So what do we do now? So the best thing is, he doesn't go down. A very important cloud that we keep on seeing. You never are yoyred once you're up at the Torah, you never go down. So what does he do? The best thing is, he should just slide to the side, wait there for him after an achron, and give him after achron. Now, if it's impossible to give him after achron, why would it be impossible? For example, let's say there's a Baal Bris, let's say there's a Chassan, there's someone who has a Chiyuv to get him after achron because he didn't get one of the other aliyahs, maybe there are 2 Kohanim, so one got Kohen, the other one's getting maftir, etc. Then he would even be allowed to get this aliyah, and then this Shita would agree with the original Shita. Comments the Mishnah Berurah on our minhag that we do not give a kohen any aliyah aside for kohen or levi or maftir achron. Or b'levush kasav dekayim afilu lachar sheva kruyim enu nagin likros el lachar shebehem v'chei el lachron shebehem v'chein lemaftir. That says the levush, even after the shiva kruyim, we do not give a kohen or a levi unless it's the last or maftir. What does that mean? You could add on multiple aliyahs. You could have in 3 achrains. So one would think, based on the words of the Mishnah Berurah, that all 3 are allowed to be koyanim. Says the Mishnah Berurah, no. The Lavush writes that nowadays we only give the kohen the final aliyah. There's halal shavin achron chashem ikulam. We feel achron is the best. Fishu misayim a parsha because it concludes the parsha. The gadol shebesiber karin achron. Often we give the gadol achron. V'afal pisha karin lachron hamaftir. After achron there is maftir, so it's really not the last aliyah. Mafsikim beinol bein after bekadish, so it's not a problem. So the kohen or Levi should get kohen Levi. If not, achron or maftir. V'gam b'maftir makbidin mukoyin. Davikitzchilas kriyas kamei. It's like a new laning. Vafilu machron ayakam kein koyin. Ein chayshim shem koyin acher koyin shem kash mafsik beinayim. Another incredible rule. The achron and maftir can be 2 different koyanim. Why? Because it's kaddish in between. Arkan l'shanay halavosh. Kol says Mishnah Berurah b'makei matzerech kigoyin. What's a tzerech? Like we just explained. You have 2 chasanim and there's koyanim and levi and they all need aliyos. Cholkin is a parsha l'shnayim. We've split the parsha in half, says the Mishnah. Mitchil occurring 7 zayin gavi lechon. First read 7 aliyos. And then we give the second chasan. And what that would mean is, just to point out, that would mean that the second chasan is going to be giving out kohen and levi even to non maftir achron. Says Mishnah Berurah, we could be semich not like the levush in Bakum HaTorah and give it all of the achroins to kohen or levi. Because achroin is because Torah should be seen such as a Torah. Yechol ni yoshleisha kayanim. Simchas Torah. You've called Narim, Chasen Torah, Chasen Bereshis. Are they allowed to be all Kahanim? Says the Mishnah Berurah, yes. Achad Chasen Torah, Vechad Chasen Bereshis, Vechad Maftir. I say Kol Narim, but then it goes into Maftir, excuse me. Maftir, Chasen Torah, Chasen Bereshis, Kim Shekol, Echad Kari B'Sefer Acher. You're allowed to be all three Kahanim. Aval, Rosh Chodesh Teves, Chal Yos B'Shav, Shishkam Kishol, Shizevei Torah. Rosh Chodesh Keves, Chanukah, we had this past year, the three Sefer Torah. You should not give a coin the last aliyah. Even if it's an acharoin, even though it's an eighth aliyah, no, still don't give a coin. Why not? You didn't finish reading in the sefer. Sefer Hasheni Shabai Mashlim Acharoin says Mishnah Berurah Ubesefer Shel Acharav Shekarim Shel Chanukah Lemaftir Rashoyin Likros Lekoyin Liyos Acharon Gamkin Lemaftir. So on Shabbos Chanukah you could have a koyin getting Acharoin in the second Sefer Torah and a Maftir, but not the end of the first Sefer Torah. Chaim b'Shabbos Shel Bar Shel Shkolim or Shel Bar Shel Chodesh Chol Yis Chodesh Shishkamkin Shel Svarim. The kohen cannot get the last aliyah of the first Sefer Torah. As I wrote, so the Ramah concluded that in the Shvar Matziv, you're able to be Seimech on the first Shita, which is what? To give the Kehanim and Levim even aliyahs within the Zayin Kuruyin. Says the Mishnah Berurah, what's an example of a tzarech and a dechak? Kegoin, b'simchas Torah chay gam the yishlitzach deviyad shekar shlish kurim arishin koyin levi Yisrael motalikos acha koyin oy levi kushksavti lavo das machav v'da dafilu im nisvachas varishayin amikol malkavish harbe rishayin v'achrayim shesayim she'en lakalikos koyin levi ba'alma. We don't stop giving them an aliyah middle of the seven aliyahs. Elam kain yasa seder chadash that are achrayim that hold that if you need to give a koyin and a Levi in the middle of the seven aliyahs, don't just give koyin a Levi. Do a new seder koyin Levi Yisrael. Then koyin Levi Yisrael. Do a zayin lachs will become a klal. Shamar olav shein a koyin is no concern. Shari koyin achrav Levi because you give a Levi afterwards. Avloi seder ein likroi koyin a Levi mishum bekama. You should never give a koyin a Levi because you're worried that people are going to think they're not kosher. Fizvar azu. If you la achron el maftir, ein likroi koyin Levi, you shouldn't even do it for achron and maftir. Ella shebezek kvar nagu oilam nahak. So says Mishnah Berurah, really? We should only be doing it Shas Azchak, Koyin Levi Yisrael, in the middle of the Kriya. L'maisa, we should not even be doing it for Achron HaMaftir. Because that Koyin Levi Yisrael. It says Mishnah Berurah, the Velt already is makel on that. V'chim says, V'achronik Moshavti Elavosh B'tayim Mishal Tavar, Kanal V'alkein, Min HaNoch Lizar, B'zel Likros Davka La Seider, V'afilu Shkoyin Salach Shiva Kruyim. So we finish up with Sif Yod Aleph. Says, actually, before we go to Sif Yud Aleph, there was a Dirshu or two over here, note number 47. Okay, so it says for Silchus Sif Torah like a tough for each Samach Tes. Number 45 is an interesting Dirshu over here. We're talking about the three Sefer Torah and Chanukah, and the Mishnah Berurah said that even if you add an aliyah to the first Sefer Torah, says Dirshu number 45, from this it sounds like you're allowed to have extra aliyahs to the first Sefer Torah, even though when it comes to Rosh Chodesh, lo yiv shiva kriyim, it's interesting halacha that when you have three Sefer Torah, usually we think the first is 7 aliyahs, then we have the next two Sefer Torah. Says Mishnah Berurah, there actually is a makom to be makel to have even isafas in the first Sefer Torah. And let's continue with Sif Yud Aleph. Says the Machaber, Yesh mi she'omer shem koira chazin koyin Levi ve'en oisham lo yikra acher b'shem shem kamay shel rishon l'acher yaleh ma'atzmus the yesh oimrim. You call koyin Levi. They're not there. What do? Someone else walks up, you don't call them up. V'chei nagu says the Ramah shechsiber shu koyin. If shechsiber that is a koyin yachol likra koyin acher l'Torah, he's still allowed to call up another koyin to the Torah. So says Mishnah Berurah again, all these halachas are quite common halachas and the type that you need to know on the spot, because when the mistakes happen, things get wild quickly. Says Mishpur Sivkat Lamachas Kohen Levi. Aval be Yisrael and Karav and Hashem you call Yisrael and he's not there, then Yachliku Zachar so you call someone else up with his name. The Yisrael lo Sheikh Begamad. I feel Mamzer Mutlas B'Tayrak Mam Siman Tavrish Beis of Gimel. Veina Yisham Sivkat Lamatas. V'Maisa Kohen Mispalel. Let's say Kohen in the middle of davening. Mutar Likras Achar B'Shem. Then you could call someone else up with their name. Called range with Sheni Achlafsik B'Tfila Einoi Oiles. You call up a Kohen in the middle of Shemina Esrei. Then you could call someone else up, and we've learned already prior, if it's not Shemana Esrei, rather it's Birchus Kriyish, Mabsuk Zimra, etc., then the Kohen is allowed to come up and take the Aliyah. Mishum B'kamay Sivkat Mem, this Brush Naida B'Seich Kach, Shu Pagam, because Achrein and Mikol Makam, Mod Noi, Mutter Likrais, B'Shem, Demisa Shu Pagam, Af B'nai Pagam, Aval, Aviv, Aser, Demra, Aviv, Nasa, Grusha, Shvar, Mikvar, Ha'av, Kashav, Haben, Chalal. So you don't call up someone else. Then the you could call them up by name. Why? So we're getting very, very nuanced over here. We have to remember this. If it's a real Kohen Levi, and they call the Kohen Levi and they're not there, do not call up another Kohen Levi. Because it looks like a Pagam, someone else comes and takes an Aliyah. If it's a Yisrael that they call up and he's not there, call up another Yisrael. If it's a Kohen or a Levi, they're calling up for Achrein or Maftir, and then they're not there, you're allowed to call up another Kohen or Levi because you're not worried about the Pagam, because anyone could have gotten that Aliyah. And we conclude, Sivkatim and Beis, Yachal Likrai, Vein Chayshim, Mazel, Bekami Shalatzmai, Shakal Yodim, Shakim, Shusayach, Siman, Tzvar, Loim, Shayid, Chakal, Kana, Mila, Alos, Lob, Neshu, Pagav, Afilu, Maskanu, Kohen, Shabbat, Likras, Chomish, Yerta, Makim, Shakoin, Mitzal, Aliyahis, still, Atayr of Akoin, Mitzal, who Kohen, Levi, Yachal, Tzavis, Likras, Kohen, Levi, Achav, Emizim, Shavgam, he's allowed to give it away. Why? Everyone knows that's the way we do it, is we machabed others. And b'siyat Shmaya, we'll pick up in Sif Yud Beis in the next year. Emir to Hashem.